Alright family, I got a bunch of romaine that I'm gonna do next. I mean, there's a bunch. I need to separate them, so I'm gonna break them up and separate them. And I don't think I'm gonna do what I've done with the rest of the leafy greens, where it's just kind of like plant them all in the same area. I think I'm gonna do like a row here, a bunch there, some back there, just to kind of give it a nice variety, because I do have a lot of it. Let's just see how much I have first before I decide what to do with it. So I'm gonna break it up, and then I'm gonna put those in the ground next. After that, I'm gonna skip all of the breaking it up and putting it in the ground. I'm just gonna do it off camera. And then right after we're done with that, we're gonna start talking about cold stratification. We're gonna get some medium put together with peat moss and some chicken manure, and we're gonna put those inside of a really cool thing. I'm gonna do a little hack for you guys. So I'm gonna put it inside of a container, and then we're going to cold stratify some berry seeds and a tree seed. And then I'll show you where I'm gonna put it too, because it's kind of an interesting place. If you don't know about cold stratification, I'll get into that as well. So I'll show you the after of all the romaine once it's in the ground, and then let's start talking about cold stratification. Cool? Family. Man, that took a little bit. I didn't like speed through it at all, but there were 35 seedlings of romaine that I put in the ground just now. And then I totally forgot that I had some shelling peas that I wanted to put in right up against this cool little like retractable trellis thing that I got. Remember, I got 2 of them. So I zip tied one to the fence, and I wanted to do kind of a row of shelling peas right up against it. It doesn't really need to be trellised, but it does need to be staked. So figured I can use that as a stake. The other one I have, I was thinking I can probably split the middle of one of these beds and just go right across it, and then maybe put a 6-foot bamboo stake on each end and zip tie them to kind of hold it. And that would be good if I wanted to do like a line of Roma tomatoes or San Marzano tomatoes. I can use that to kind of stake them too, instead of actually using stakes. I have a bunch of stakes too, so just kind of throwing ideas out. But yeah, let me kind of show you what is up. So here, it's looking great. My battery's gonna die, so if it does, this is gonna cut out and I'll change it. But remember, I put the kale there, so there's 10, and then I put 15 romaine here. Down this row, I did 10 romaine on each side, so 10 there, 10 there, and I'm gonna do tomatoes in the middle, and then I'm gonna line the other side with something else, some type of flower. All right, so 15 plus 20, that's the 35 there. And then I did the peas right up against the back piece here. So there's that. I'm actually very, very happy with how it turned out. And that's another thing too. It's not just putting things to grow and making sure that they grow next to something like a companion, but I also want it to look good. You know, I'm thinking about what it's gonna look like when it's fully grown out or when it's time to harvest. It's gonna look very good. It's gonna look nice and full. I can probably even do another row if I wanted to, but I will leave that. All right, y'all. Now that was enough. I spent way too much time out here. I am going to get some peat moss together with some chicken manure, and I'm going to fill up some trays so I can start sowing some seeds. I'm also going to fill up a really cool little silicone life hack, if you will. But first I'm going to change the battery on this camera. So be back in 3, 2, and... Alright, y'all. So I got my 6 cells all filled up, ready to roll. I'm going to walk you through the seeds that I'm about to put in. You've seen these before. The cauliflower fiorettos. They remind me of a cauliflower, a type of cauliflower that I use at a restaurant I used to work at, called cauliflini. It's almost like a cauliflower and broccolini mix. I am putting some artichokes in. It'll be my first time trying to grow some artichokes, so that'll be really fun. And then I have 4 different types of tomato. I got some black crims, some super sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, some green zebras, which are really cool, and then some Cherokee purples, heirloom variety. So I'm going to put those in a 6 cell, and then I'm going to spray them in and then bottom water, and I'll put those inside of the garage, inside of the underneath the grow light. All right, life hack. You ready? So cold stratify. I need to cold stratify some berries and some tree seeds. And cold stratification is literally just mimicking what a seed would have to go through in the wild, in the forest, if you will. So what happens is a fruit would drop, that fruit would decompose, probably around like late summer, and then the seed itself throughout winter would cold stratify and then be ready to sprout in like early spring, mid-spring. So I'm going to try to mimic that. It literally just shows you, tells you exactly how to do it on the front of the packet. I need water. Okay, so it shows you how to do it on the front of the packet. You can do the paper towel method. You can put it in peat moss. You can put it inside of soil. You can do all kinds of different things. You can even put it in the soil over winter, if that makes sense. But what I'm going to do, here's the life hack. This is a silicone ice tray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 20 different cells, and I am going to try to sprout 5 different seeds. So I have strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, and an apple tree. A nice, very vague apple tree. So I'm going to put them in. I can't really bottom water, so I'll top water these, make sure that they're ready to go, and then I will put them inside of a Ziploc bag, and then I'll show you exactly where they're going to go. I'm going to do all these seeds, so it's going to be a minute. I'll see you on the other side. All right, family, we are in the garage. Let me pull this out. All right, y'all, so we're in the garage. I have my seeds set here. The tomatoes, the cauliflower, it's all done right here. I top water them just to set them in, and then I bottom water them just to make sure that everything gets wet. So they're here underneath the grow light, right next to all the tomatoes, some peppers, some zucchini on the other side as well. Those peppers there are my next project. I didn't get too hot of a germination rate. I think the heat mat might have been too hot, so I want to redo those. I'll get what I can, and I'll up pot them into 4-inch pots like these, and then I'll start over with some fresh, maybe some just do peat moss and chicken manure with no soil, but do the same peppers over again just to see if I can get a bigger turnout, because they didn't turn out too hot. I do think it was because the heat mat was too hot, because the middle of the, maybe you can see it, the middle doesn't have any peppers, but the outsides do. So I'm going to try this again for sure. And we're going to head inside. I'm going to show you where my cold stratification seeds are going to go. Family, this is my wine fridge. It's currently set at 60 degrees. Those were my sunglasses that just fell. And here are my cold stratified seeds. So I didn't have a bag that completely sealed them, so I just wrapped 2 of them around it. You can see the condensation in it. It is nice and moist still. Yeah, and it's sitting in there at 60 degrees. I will periodically check them and let you know progress. We'll keep note about what day it is, and then it usually says about 30 to 60 days. So every week I'll pull it out and I'll check it, make sure that it's wet, or moist I should say, and then see where we go from there. We'll see. That's all the time I got for you today, guys. I appreciate your eyeballs. I appreciate your attention. We're almost at 20 subscriptions. If you can just hit that like, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, that would be really, really great. If you haven't seen me yet, twitch.tv/watchmepizza. I think I might have broke my stove last time, so give me about a week or two, but I'll be back to doing those on Thursdays. Yeah. Like I said, guys, I appreciate your eyeballs. I appreciate your attention, and we'll see you guys next time.